In a fast-paced world where nearly everything is accepted nowadays, people tend to overlook the important things like their health. I sat down with Jane Sellards of Apopka, Florida, where she told me her biggest lifelong battle, smoking. And at a young age, Jane lit up. She tells me that it was the thing to do.
When I was a freshman in college and everybody else was smoking.
Is that why you started?
Yep, more than likely, probably. And it felt good. And because everybody was doing it, it was the peer pressure, I guess.
Smoking was accepted by Jane and her peers, and you could do it virtually anywhere, which is why it was so hard for anyone to quit.
Smoke anywhere. We smoked at our desk when I was working. I actually worked at a place where you were opening mail, and on the mail machine that you were opening this mail and you could smoke a cigarette. And think of how it could have caused a fire. But nobody worried about that kind of thing, no.
Nobody seemed to worry about much, especially what cigarette smoke could do to your health.
It would tell you that, you could be caught. There was none of this, it could be a killer. Nothing on the cigarette packages, nothing that made you afraid.
For 45 years, Jane kept smoking, and it wasn't until years after she quit that she would find out that she did have something to be afraid of.
Almost like when you're young and nothing bad can happen to you, you don't think it's going to happen to you, it happens to somebody else.
Now, what was your first reaction when you found out that you had lung cancer after quitting for so long?
Well, I was scared to death, number one. I mean, you think, you never want to hear that C word, I don't think.
As I continued to talk to Jane, I noticed her vibrant smile and her positive attitude, and I wondered, how did she keep her faith?
Sometimes I would wake up during the night and be afraid and feel like I knew there was nothing I could do about it. But then a lot of times I would just say a prayer, and I've always thought of the verse in the Bible where it says, my peace I leave with you. I always tried to think of that and think of other good Bible verses that would make me feel peaceful. And then sometimes I'd just wake Jack up, and he'd listen to me cry a little while. But
Jane hopes that we can all take something away from her story, a story of bravery, hope, and perseverance. And even when the cameras stopped rolling and the lights turned off, Jane Sellards stayed true to her character and even was reminded of how much her family really means to her.
30 seconds, right? Well, I love you too, darling.
Ryan Shea, 96 News.